You come back from Thailand and something is wrong. Not with Thailand, with home. Suddenly, your favorite coffee feels too expensive. Your coworkers talk about things that don't interest you anymore. You sit in a meeting and think, what am I doing here? You never asked that question before Thailand. Now, you can't stop asking it. And the longer you ignore it, the heavier it gets. Sawadee welcome to Thai Decoded. I'm Thanong, I'm Thai Swiss, and I decode what Thailand reveals about you. Sometimes I receive comments like this. It's depressing when you come back to the West, cold, dark. I know this feeling. I make that trip between Thailand and Switzerland many times. And every time I land back in Europe, I feel exactly what this comment describes. In the last video, we talked about why your brain gets obsessed with Thailand. But there's something that obsession does to you. It follows you home. In this video, I'm going to explain exactly what's happening inside you, why you are questioning everything, what it actually means, and what to do next. So first of all, think about your first day back in the West. You go to the supermarket, you look at the prices, and something feels wrong. That coffee, $7. That lunch, 15 euros. You pay that before Thailand without thinking. Now it feels shocking. Nothing changes about the prices. What changes is your brain's reference point. In Thailand, you eat well for 2 euros. You live in a nice place for 500 a month. You have time, space, warmth. And now your brain uses Thailand as the new standard. Everything in the West gets compared to that standard, and it loses every time. If you saw the last video, you might remember this. Psychologists call it the contrast effect. Once your brain experiences something it considers better, it can't unsee it. But here is the truth. Your brain is not comparing honestly. In Thailand, you are free. No work, no stress, no family pressure, no bills. You compare your real Western life to a holiday version of Thailand. When you live here for real, there are hard days too. Days that just feel like the West. But your brain forgets that part. And even knowing that, the contrast stays. And it changes how you see everything back home. This one is more subtle and more dangerous because it happens without you noticing. Think about what you see in Thailand. Food at every corner, day and night. Something unexpected always happening. People in the park at 6 a.m., relaxed, not rushing. Evenings that belong to you. A city alive at midnight. You start building a life in your head, and it feels more real than the one you have back home. You don't decide to change your values. Slowly but surely, you can't stop it. Psychologist Milton Bennett, who spends decades studying how cultural immersion transforms people, shows that deep cultural immersion doesn't teach you about another culture. It reshapes what you actually value in life. So when you go back to the West, you don't understand why anymore. Your colleagues still chase promotions. Your friends are still arguing about the same small things. Problems that feel so big to them, but that you can't even take seriously anymore. You open your mailbox. Carly's, 2 years left, and for the first time, you look at the number and think, why am I doing this? You start questioning the whole system. You are not even sure you want to do the same things anymore. Like you are from another planet now. You look around, you try to talk about it, but nobody gets it. But here is the truth. Your life hasn't moved. Same rent, same bills, same pressure, but you are stuck in the middle. Your old values don't fit anymore, and your new values only work in Thailand. It's like being stuck between two worlds belonging to none. That tension follows you everywhere. Morning, evening, every day, that's what you're feeling. You sit down with your old friends, they talk about the same things, the same shows, the same gossip, the same complaints about work. And you really try to be present, but something feels disconnected because you see something they don't see. You know that life can work differently, that you can walk outside at midnight and feel safe, that a stranger helps you without expecting anything back, that life doesn't have to feel like a performance every single day. And now, you can't pretend you don't know that. Psychologist Leon Festinger, who studies for decades how humans handle conflicting beliefs. It's called cognitive dissonance, the discomfort you feel when what you believe no longer matches how you're living. But here is the truth. The problem is not your friends. The problem is that you are different now. And you can't expect the people around you to understand a shift they never experienced. Judging them for it is just ego. The real work is understanding that these two worlds are completely different. One place where you can be truly yourself, and one place where you have to perform just to exist. But once you understand that difference, you can't ignore it anymore. That question comes back at work, at home, with friends. Every time you feel like you are not yourself, it comes back. This is the one nobody talks about because nobody expects it. You land back home. First few days, it feels okay. You see your family, your friends, your city. It feels familiar. But then, slowly, something shifts. The pace feels too fast. The interaction feels too cold. And one day you realize something. You feel more foreign at home than you ever feel in Thailand. Anthropologist Kalervo Oberg, who first documents the psychological impact of cultural transitions in the 60s, called this reverse cultural shock. The shock that comes not when you arrive somewhere new, but when you come back home. You can pause the video if you want to look at it, but let me walk through it. You go up when you arrive here, you come down, you go up again when you feel at home here, then you come back to the West and you crash. But then slowly you adapt, you accept it, you rebuild it. That's the model, like a W. But here is my personal theory. Every time you come back to Thailand, that last curve gets harder. And for some people, it becomes almost impossible to come back up. Then Thailand becomes a mental trap. Not because Thailand is bad, but because once you feel it, the rest of your life never feels quite the same. According to research, this phase can last 6 to 18 months. But here is the truth. That feeling of not fitting is not a sign that something is wrong with you. It's a sign that you are growing. The people who handle it best are the ones who use it. They take what Thailand gives them and build something new with it. So, the contrast effect, the value shift, the cognitive dissonance, the reverse culture shock, 4 reasons why Thailand make you question everything back home. But here is the real question. What if Thailand is not the reason you are questioning everything? What if Thailand just shows you who you actually are? Here, there is no job title, no mortgage, no social expectations, no system telling you who to be. And without all of that, your real personality starts to come through. You were already that person. You just never had the environment to find out. What's strange, you don't discover who you are while you are in Thailand. You discover it when you come back home, because that's when the contrast hits. Everyone who struggles to come back to normal after Thailand are people who found a part of themselves they never knew existed. They know who they are now, what they want, which direction they want to go. But the hard part is that they have to go back to a place where that version of themselves doesn't fit. You discover who you are thanks to Thailand, its environment, its energy. Everything about this country gives you the space to finally be yourself. And when you leave it, you leave the only place where you feel like yourself. For some people, nothing needs to change, but for others, it feels like a crisis. And honestly, it might be, but it's also the beginning of something real. Questioning yourself is not a weakness. It's a sign that you are paying attention to your identity. Most people never ask these questions. They follow the path that is already there. School, job, salary, apartment, repeat. Not because they choose it, because nobody tells them there is another option. But one day, you come to Thailand and you realize that everything you were taught, that model of life, is just one version of reality. Here, you see people who live differently, who earn money differently, who wake up without knowing exactly what the day will bring. In Thailand, something unexpected always happens, and now you can't look away from that. Novelty never stops. In the West, life repeats itself. Don't suppress this feeling. Look at the people around you, not to judge them, but to understand if they are pulling you forward or keeping you in place. Because what builds your personality is not just what you do, it's what you see every day, what you hear, what you observe, and the people you spend time with. If everything around you keeps pushing you in a direction that doesn't feel like you, question it. If you never challenge yourself, if you never ask why, you will follow the same path as everyone else. And maybe that's fine, but it's not a very exciting life either, especially when you only get one. Personally, I believe life should be exciting. You should take risks. You should challenge yourself, especially if you have the health, the energy, and the ambition. Use them. Thailand entering your life is not a problem. It's probably the best thing that happened to you, because now you have ambition. Maybe you want to work for yourself, build something online, create content, start a business, whatever it is. You are moving in a direction that most people never even consider. And yes, it's hard, but it's more interesting on the long run. And the sooner you start, the better. Before you leave, one question. Since coming back from Thailand, what's the one thing you can't stop questioning about your life back home? Leave a comment here and share how you feel, because someone else might read it and realize they are not alone. And if you have already been through this and found your way, share that too. It might be exactly what someone else needs to hear. Take care of yourself. ไว้เจอกันนะครับ